Now that we know how to create different types of gatekeeper activities, let's take a look at how students might interact with them. When we enter a course as a student, there is no real indication that an activity is a gatekeeper. Some teachers will use a special icon to identify gatekeeper tasks to the students. When looking at the course agenda, we have the Do Now task, which has a completion gatekeeper setting enabled. Below that task in the syllabus is a video link and then a reflection journal prompt. The student will not be able to access any activities beneath the Do Now activity in the course syllabus until they meet the completion requirements of the Do Now assignment. We want students to complete a self-assessment of current knowledge in the Do Now and do not want them to have access to new information in the video before they complete their self-assessment. If this student tries to access the video or anything below the gatekeeper before completing the gatekeeper task, they will receive a message directing them back to the gatekeeper. And remember, you have control over what constitutes completed through the Settings tab of the gatekeeper task. Let's move on to another example of what students might see when interacting with gatekeepers. If you used a course gatekeeper, where the activity is required to have a passing score to pass the course, students might see something a bit more dramatic. If they fail to complete or pass the course gatekeeper assignment, their grade will instantly be displayed as a 0%. This is certain to get the students and their parents' attention. In the gradebook, a thumbs down icon is displayed next to the incomplete task or the task that has not been passed to make it easier to identify. Regardless of what kind of gatekeeper you use, once in place, it means that you must provide sufficient scaffolding and support to ensure that each of your students can clear the hurdle. And there you have it, some examples of how students might interact with gatekeepers.